What is going on, guys? Instakill115 here with Wasteland Zombies, and I'm doing the next part in my series right now where I talk about my favorite maps from least favorite to favorite. These are the, not generic, but the official Treyarch maps. The second map I'm going to talk about today, which is my second least favorite ever, is Green Run from Black Ops 2. And I think that, unlike Ascension, I think that I share this opinion with a lot of people. I know that there was a lot of disappointment when Green Run came out. And now, everything that I don't like about Green Run is necessarily Green Run's fault. It's not really the map's fault. Some of it. Some of it is. But I know that there's a lot of things I don't like that a lot of people don't like as well. There's a lot of things that I mean, I do like that some people complain about it that I think are pretty good features, and I don't hate this map, but I'll get into a little more about it. So, what I do think it has going for it. I mean, just being, the new map for for Black Ops 2 is, in itself, it has a lot of cool new features from the last game. And I mean, the double pack punch and everything was cool. Just some of the new features it brought from Black Ops, I guess, made it the map, itself good. It's very different than anything we ever saw before. I think that the bus idea isn't bad. I think the bus idea is definitely something different. I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty cool to be riding on the bus and everything. I thought Ted was really fun. I don't even know if his official name is Ted. But that's what everyone calls him, so I'm gonna call him that. I thought Ted was pretty funny. He's like, your privilege has been fucking revoked. It was funny. I mean, there was some good stuff on there. I like a lot of the guns. I mean, you go ham with a lot of that shit. The Easter egg is all right. I mean, it's not the most fantastic Easter egg, but pretty easy to do. Tells a pretty good story. I wouldn't say it's that great because it doesn't really advance the story anymore. We don't really learn anything we didn't know before. And the lack of story is something I'm going to get into in a minute. But I think for the most part, the map is pretty good visually. I mean, in the playable areas, I think it looks really good. I think like the diner area, the bus stop area. I like the kind of 50s vintage, like type of suburban thing they were going for in those areas. I know it's based on the Hanford site in Washington, so it's not actually real locations. It was like a nuclear testing facility in Washington by the U.S. government. So, I mean, for what it is, that's a cool concept and everything, and I like it. I like the buildables for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of things I do like. I think that the whole everybody complained about the lava. I like the lava because it gave it a bit of a challenge. And yeah, so I mean, I like the Ode to Nocturne and Toten. I like a lot of stuff. So it's not all bad. I mean, there's stuff I do like about it, but I think that the negatives outweigh the positives, and I'll get into some of the negatives right now. Like the first being the map layout itself. The thing I think that I don't like about the map layout is that it's very lazy on Treyarch's part. It's pretty much, here's what Green Run is in essence. It's just a circle. It's one big circle, and around the circle they just have five different playable areas. Just five different playable areas, that they built like maps. Like little maps that they built around the circle, and then they just put fog in the spaces in between. And it's really lazy. Like, it's just like, let's just put them in a freaking circle, have the bus go around in the circle, put fog in between, and there you go, you have your map. And it's not very, it's very basic, the layout, and that's what I don't really like about it. Like, it doesn't take a lot to understand. It's just, a circle. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing too complicated. Like, the reason I really, really dig Dire Eyes, which I'll get into way later in the series, um, is I like Dire Eyes because it's, there's a lot of different routes you can take. There's a lot of ways you can get places. And I mean, Greenwood has some of that. I mean, you have the teleporter things and whatnot. But I mean, it's just the map layout is just very lazy, and it's just a stupid map layout, to be completely honest. It's really genuinely stupid. Um, One thing is the Denzine. I have mixed feelings about the Denzine. I don't really mind that much because I do like a challenge, but I think that they should have either had no fog in the Denzine or no Denzine in the fog, because having the fog and the Denzine it just makes it very, very it makes it just impossible, especially with the crawlers dying if you go out into the fog. It makes it next to impossible to get anything done. Now, another problem I have with Green Run is a problem I think everybody agrees with me on is the Pack-a-Punch. It is a it is such a hard ass system because you have to put your turbine down at the power station, run all the way to town, or get lucky on a teleporter and hope a zombie doesn't destroy the thing. And it only stays open once, and it's just a hard thing to do. Like I was playing earlier today. I put the turbine down. There's only one zombie left. I came back to town, and the thing wasn't open. I mean, it glitches sometimes, and it's just, the hack-a-punch should be something that you have to do something, kind of hard to get to, but nothing, like on Green Run. It's just so, tedious to go and have to put down the turbine every single time you want to pack a punching gun. And, that makes it, so because I've always said that zombies is more fun when you have more stuff to do, when you have more objectives to do, and, pack a punching is a key part in keeping the game flowing and whatnot. And when you make it so difficult to pack a punch, you kind of kill how long the longevity and the replay value of the map. It's like, why would I want to run around, just for a pack-a-punch gun? It's like, not even worth it. And because it's so hard to get around in the map, because, the density, because of the fog and everything, you have like a 90% chance of dying if you try to go, any length of time out there, or try to flop around the teleporter. So, that's another reason why I just kind of turn my nose up at this map. But I think the main thing it suffers from that I think might, be out of it. Some of it's out of its control, but some of it, you know, Treyarch had the opportunity to do something and kind of failed. It's the fact that, okay, we leave off on Moon in Black Ops, and we have this amazing cliffhanger. We have this amazing, we blew up the Earth, all the characters are on the moon, and, Group 935 is destroyed, or so we think. We have all these really great ways the story could go, and it's a fantastic story Treyarch has told. Amazing that they've, done such a great, tale through a survival game, just through radios and character quotations. This whole story with Nazi occultism and just I could go on for hours about how great the story is and all the features of the story. But when we left off on Moon, it was like, where do we go from here? And, we're like, what's going to happen to Richtofen? What's going to happen to Max, Samantha? What's going to happen to the original characters? And, there was all these questions, and while we sat through shitty ass, bullshit MW3, just begging for zombies, just, we cannot wait till November 2012 so we can find the conclusion of the story. I mean, it was riveting. We were, dying to see what was going to happen, and we were waiting just for this new thing to blow our minds. We're going to get some kind of revelation in the story. It's going to be some crazy thing. And when we got it, when people actually got their hands on Green Run and we did the Easter egg and everything, we realized that we didn't really learn anything new. Richtofen's in control of the zombies, and Maxis is opposing him, is in the MPD, trying to persuade you to not listen to him. That's not news. That we knew that, and just just the fact that they kind of gave us the middle finger storyline wise, you know makes it so it makes it so people were just kind of like, all right, this is all right. Because then after, if you don't have that good for the hardcore community, when you don't have an amazing, story advancement, then you just have the game. And as I mentioned before, the map itself ain't anything to write home about. It's just a kind of boring map with a lot of problems and a lot of annoying features to it. So, not a great map, and it didn't save itself by not having a lot of good story. And that's a problem I think, that a lot of people have, is that it didn't feel like, yes, after 2 years we're finally getting the next installment. It just kind of felt like, this is it. All right, it's not bad, but it's not what we lived up to. I mean, the hype was through the roof, and it just didn't live up to this insane amount of hype we're giving. And that's what I'm saying I think might be out of its control, because I think if it was just a DLC for Black Ops 2, it might have fared better, because our expectations for the map were just like, whoa, just crazy. So, it didn't live up to that hype, so that, may be the main reason. So, that's mainly what I like and what I don't like. It's not horrible. It's kind of like Ascension. I kind of just go, alright. But okay, that's what I thought about that. So I mean, if you guys like it, cool. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, if I'm an asshole for thinking that. I know there's a lot of people who do agree with me. So yeah, thanks for watching and peace.